In this video, we'll be taking a look at two MLB games happening on September 8, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Nationals versus St. Louis Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals host the Washington Nationals in the final game of a 4-game series Thursday afternoon. The Cardinals are headed for the playoffs as they sit comfortably atop the National League Central Division while the Nationals have the worst record in baseball. Josiah Gray gets the start for the Nationals while Adam Wainwright takes the hill for the Cardinals. Washington is 19-39 in their last 58 games overall and 15-41 in their last 56-game 3 matchups, while the under is 4-0 in their last 4 Wednesday games. St. Louis is 10-1 in their last 11-game 3 matchups and 4-1 in their last 5 Wednesday games, while the under is 15-5 in their last 20 games against the National League East. Washington is way out of it in the National League East, but they were able to get a win to start this series and have won 6 of 9 heading into Wednesday action. That includes a series win against the New York Mets, so they has not just been beating up on weak competition. This team does not have a discernible strength, so it is hard to get behind them. The offense is very inconsistent, which is no surprise given it was that way even more before top hitter Juan Soto was traded to San Diego. Thanks to the 1-2 punch of 1B Paul Goldschmidt and 3B Nolan Arenado, the Cardinals have a commanding lead in the National League Central. Playing in such a light division, they actually have a good chance at maybe even catching the Mets or Braves for the second best record in the National League and avoiding the wild card round. They are a very balanced team and excellent at home, where they are winning 2 of every 3 games. Josiah Gray looks like the future of the Washington rotation. He has been pretty good in his first full season in the majors, but does not have the ceilings of the likes of Max Scherzer or Steven Strasburg. Most of the time, he is giving the team a chance. While Gray is just getting his career started, Adam Wainwright is finishing up a strong tenure with the Cardinals. The big righty was good in August, 2.5 earned run average, and there is no reason to expect he is going to fade in September. He is already off to a 1-0 start. Befitting the gap between these teams, St. Louis is a prohibitive favorite at home in this game. When that is the case, you want to be able to find a reason to maybe go the other way. But it is really hard to do so in this spot, even though the Nationals won 6-0 to start the series. There was no way to see that coming. The smart play is to back the home side even though we have to play the run line and will likely lose that final at-bat. So the St. Louis Cardinals to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total seems too high here, based largely on the fact that the Cardinals have one of the most potent lineups in baseball. But I have little faith in the Nationals putting up enough runs to push this past the total. The Nationals average 3.79 runs per game, but Wainwright is particularly good at home, with a 2.41 earned run average. Plus, Gray is much better on the road, with an earned run average of 3.64 away from home. In addition, Gray is far better in day games than he is in night games, with an earned run average of 2.66 in day games. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Darvish does his part, and that helps keep this game under the total in a low-scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus Chicago Cubs. An afternoon matinee will decide the winner of Game 3 between the Cincinnati Reds and the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs took Game 1 9-3 on Tuesday, while the Reds snagged Game 2 by a score of 7-1 on Wednesday. The Cubs will start Adrian Sampson and the Reds will send out Luis Cessa. The Reds are 2-6 in their last 8 road games and 4-1 in their last 5 games following a loss. The Cubs are 4-0 in their last 4 Wednesday games and 2-7 in their last 9 overall. The over is 1-2 in Cubs' last 8 overall. The Reds are 1-4 in the last 5 meetings in Chicago and 1-5 in the last 6 meetings. With a little luck down the stretch, the Reds could finish in 3rd place in the National League Central. They are not going to be anywhere near a playoff spot, but at least that is something. It is hard to know where the offense is coming from on a nightly basis though. 1B Joey Votto is done for the season and 3B Brandon Drivery, who leads the team in homers, is playing with San Diego. There is nobody on the active roster who has even 10 homers, and it is not like the pitching is elite, 28th in team earned run average. The Cubs won the opener of this series on Tuesday, but on the field, they have not been that different from the Reds this season. They thought they would be more competitive overall, but this roster is funny. The reality is they are 23rd in scoring and 2nd in team earned run average, so they are probably where they are supposed to be in terms of wins and losses. One surprise is that they are 3rd in the majors in stolen bases. That seems to indicate they are willing to manufacture runs and put pressure on teams, at least to the best of their ability. Luis Cessa has pitched primarily in relief this season for the Reds. At 30, he is just an arm to get Cincinnati through the rest of the season. Only once in 4 previous starts has he pitched as many as 5 innings, and the only reason he might be playable here is because of the matchup. Adrian Sampson is just 1-5, but his peripherals suggest he is a bit of a victim of circumstance. Who isn't in Chicago this season? He has 1 start against the Reds this season, and it wasn't a disaster, so at home he is playable too. Chicago is the favorite on Thursday. That makes sense, though I have a hard time getting to the premium that the market is asking for. These teams are pretty even to me, and backing the Cubs at the current payoff does not offer enough reward for a team that is 9 games under .500 at Wrigley Field this season. Cincinnati has won at least 1 game in every series against Chicago this season, and 3 of their 4 wins overall have come in underdog situations. This spot is worth taking a chance on. Mike Minor can't be backed with the way he's pitched this season, but Javier Assad has just 10 career big league innings under his belt. Neither of these teams are going anywhere with a month to play, and they're 2 teams that have burned a hole in bettors' pockets all year. If I'm going to bet on either of these teams, it's going to have plus money attached to it. So the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. Coming into this season, I would have expected both of these teams to be over teams, in part because they play in ballparks that have normally been hitter-friendly. Cincinnati does not have a lot going on with their lineup right now, but I am still leaning to the over because it is hard to trust either of these starting pitchers. Cessa has just won over in 4 starts, but it came on the road, and while the Cubs are definitely not the Dodgers, it is hard to think he is going to dominate any lineup. In Sampson's last 3 starts for Chicago, the Cubs are 2-0 to 1 over-under. I am not sure I can justify taking the over in a game involving Cincinnati at this point. The Reds were a decent offensive team early in the year, but that has completely changed due to injuries and roster adjustments. 4 of their top 8 batters over the course of the season are no longer available, and they are facing a solid starting pitcher in Sampson. Cessa is coming off his longest outing of the season, giving him some confidence heading into this matchup. Chicago has gone under the total in 4 of its last 6 games played on a Wednesday. These 2 teams at this stage of the season hardly make for a 3-2 final score. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.